The story begins with a young man named Ars, an ordinary individual with no remarkable skills or experience. One evening, he returned home from work without incident. However, the following day, he suddenly lost all sensation and collapsed from cardiac arrest, dying instantly moments later. He found himself opening his eyes once more. At first, he assumed he was in a hospital, a flying dog hovering inside the room. Confused and disoriented, he began to question whether he was dreaming. Soon, he realized that he had been transported to another world. When he looked at himself in a mirror, he discovered that he had been reborn as a small child with no understanding of this new life. Over the next 3 years, he learned to read and write while living in luxury, surrounded by servants and guards. He had been born in the kingdom of Asimor, specifically in the town of Darien, which was ruled by his father. He began visiting the training grounds to observe the soldiers. During one session, he noticed 2 soldiers sparring, though one appeared to be overwhelmingly dominating the other. Curious, Ars activated a mysterious ability he possessed. It was revealed that he had the power of appraisal, allowing him to evaluate the strengths, weaknesses, and skill levels of anyone he observed. Through this ability, Ars realized that the struggling soldier lacked close combat talent but possessed exceptional potential in archery. He approached the soldier and suggested that he try using a bow instead. Although hesitant at first, the soldier followed Ars's advice. Upon firing an arrow, he struck the target with remarkable precision. Repeating the attempt, he achieved the same flawless result. The surrounding soldiers were astonished and questioned how Ars had known of the hidden talent. Ars simply smiled and claimed it was intuition. Later, during lunch with his father, Governor Raven expressed admiration for Ars's ability to recognize talent. However, he warned him that difficult times lay ahead, as the kingdom might soon face wars and conflicts. He urged Ars to prepare himself, and Ars agreed. While walking through town, Ars encountered a young man being bullied. The boy belonged to the race of the 2 kings, a group oppressed and often sold as slaves. Feeling angered by the injustice, Ars approached him and offered him food. The boy introduced himself as Rhett. When Ars used his appraisal ability, he was shocked to discover that Rhett possessed extraordinary potential, perhaps second only to his father's. After eating, Rhett attempted to leave, but Ars stopped him and introduced himself as Governor Raven's son. He expressed his desire to make Rhett his vassal. Rhett initially refused. However, when Ars promised him security and proper meals, Rhett reconsidered and accepted. When Ars later asked his father to allow Rhett to reside in the palace, Governor Raven strongly refused, especially upon learning of his lineage. Ars insisted that Rhett possessed terrifying potential and could one day rival even him. Amused yet skeptical, the governor proposed a test. If Rhett could touch him even once in combat, he would be allowed to stay. If not, he would be banished. Confident despite the vast difference in strength, Ars accepted the challenge on Rhett's behalf. The duel began, with Raven attacking fiercely while Rhett struggled to evade his blows. Realizing the overwhelming power of his opponent, Rhett was eventually struck down. However, remembering Ars's faith in him, he rose again with renewed determination. Gathering all his strength, he launched a final desperate attack and managed to graze a single strand of Raven's hair. Though minimal, the contact fulfilled the condition. Raven acknowledged Rhett's talent and praised Ars for his exceptional ability to identify hidden potential. After a period of training and study, Ars spoke with Rhett about the history of the kingdom. He explained that it had originally been 7 separate nations, unified long ago by King Asimir. However, after the king's death, his 8-year-old son inherited the throne. Due to the child's young age, a group of corrupt figures began manipulating the kingdom's decisions from the shadows. Understanding that the kingdom was slowly heading toward collapse, Ars decided to begin gathering talented individuals around him in preparation for the inevitable turmoil. Rhett suggested they explore the town to search for capable people. While walking through the market, Ars was approached by a merchant offering to buy rare dragon eggs at an unbelievable price. Ars was nearly convinced, but Rhett intervened. Drawing his dagger and pressing it against the man's neck, he calmly explained that no ordinary merchant could possess so many dragon eggs. He pointed out that genuine dragon eggs would not have visible stains like the ones being sold, concluding that they were merely oversized lizard eggs. Though Rhett prepared to punish the fraud, Ars stopped him and pulled him away. Later, as they continued wandering, Ars suddenly realized he had been robbed by a mysterious thief. Rhett immediately pursued and caught the culprit, only to discover that it was a young girl. She quickly fled into an alleyway, and when Ars and Rhett followed her, they found her surrounded by a gang of criminals who were beating her. Ars intervened in anger, but one of the gang members attempted to attack him. Rhett stepped in effortlessly, overpowering the attacker before swiftly eliminating the rest of the gang. With precise and efficient movements, Ars used his appraisal ability on the girl and was left stunned. Despite her young age, her abilities were extraordinary, far beyond what he had expected. He asked her to join them, but she refused bluntly, stating that she would rather die than serve a sheltered noble child like him.
Oh no.
Ars continued trying to persuade her, insisting that he would do anything to earn her trust. Eventually, she told him that she would only agree under certain conditions. He had to end the contempt the wealthy held toward people like her, stop treating them as slaves, and most importantly, eliminate the hunger that plagued the streets. She threw the stolen money toward them and told them to leave. Ars expressed concern, reminding her that she had just been attacked. She revealed that a nobleman had previously kidnapped her with the intention of selling her, but she had escaped, prompting him to send criminals to recapture her. Soon afterward, a group of orphan children ran toward her. Ars learned that her name was Jane and that she cared for these children, fighting daily against the hunger that threatened their lives. Deeply moved, Ars gave her all the money he had and told her that he hoped they would meet again. Upon returning to the palace, Ars sat alone, troubled by thoughts of Jane and the children living in such harsh conditions. Suddenly, they heard voices calling out to them. It was the same children who had been with Jane. They had come seeking help, explaining that the gang had captured Jane once again.